What's going on, guys? John here from The Real Talk, back with my second review in my IMDb's Top 250 Films project that I started like 2 weeks back now. Last week I reviewed the first film, which was 250, and that was Slumdog Millionaire. And this week we're going to be reviewing film 249th, and that's for The Straight Story, directed by David Lynch and starring Richard Farnsworth, Sissy Spacek, and Harry Dean Stanton. Before we get started with the review, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys want to find a little bit more about this project I'm talking about, I'll leave a link in the description down below to the video where I announced the project and I announced the films and stuff like that. So you guys can go over it, kind of get an idea of what I'm trying to do. And also, guys, of course, there's going to be no spoilers for these movies. So if you guys haven't seen them, don't worry, just come here, see my thoughts on the film, and guys, hopefully you guys check it out if I recommend it or not. So The Straight Story is directed by David Lynch, and it's actually the first David Lynch film I'm watching, guys. And I know he has like a lot of like great movies like Mulholland Drive, Blue Velvet, Lost Highway, Inland Empire, The Elephant Man. I know all his movies, and Audrey from The Real Talk, she's always telling me, watch his movies, watch his movies. I believe he's one of her favorites. But coming into this movie, I was like completely caught off guard, because from what I've heard from David Lynch is that he's such like a... like, his movies are kind of like weird, and he just has this unique vision and style to all his movies and the stories he wants to tell. So watching this movie, it kind of just caught me off guard, because I really love this movie, guys. Now, I did have some negatives to the film, and just, I believe they're kind of like nitpicks and kind of like personal negatives, I guess. Not like personal, like, oh, you know, I don't like this director or actor or whatever, but just like there was this one shot in the movie, I won't like specify what happens and stuff like that, but just like the zoom shot they got out of Richard Farnsworth, his character, I believe his name's Alvin in the movie. Like, he's just driving along doing his thing, and it's just like the way it just zooms, like, I was like, what the heck, like, why did they choose to film like that? I don't know, it kind of just took me out, but it's not a negative on the film, you know. And the second one, I believe, is that, looking out to my notes, that the characters, I feel like they were well developed, but they were kind of just, I don't know how to put it. They could, I believe there could have just been more to them, like kind of a little bit more reason why they were doing the things they were doing. A little bit later, you kind of find out certain things about certain characters, and if you go back to watch certain scenes, it makes sense, and it kind of, you know, hits you a little bit more. That's what I did, and but just I would have liked just a little bit more before like the main events of the story take place. Going on with my positives, guys, I have to talk about the story. For me, watching this movie, I sat down, I had my little breakfast going on, my cup of coffee. I didn't know what to expect from this movie. And when it started all the way until it ended, I just was in this like little happy place. You know, I love the story. I love the story of Alvin. And this is based on a true story, by the way. Incredible if it did happen. I gotta actually look into it. But it's about this guy named Alvin. You know, he kind of has health issues and stuff like that, and he finds out that his brother actually had a stroke. And with that being said, he kind of feels like, you know what, I need to go see my brother, because later on in the film you find out, you know, something happened between them and they haven't talked in a while. So he kind of feels like he has to take this journey by himself to go, you know, see his brother, you know, before something else happens, and also, you know, before his health kind of declines. But just that story alone, and along with everything I'm going to list here, guys, was just beautiful to watch. Like I said, I was just in this happy place, enjoying the film, enjoying the cinematography, the performances, and everything. So let's get to the other positives. Going back to what I just said about the cinematography, I just thought it was gorgeous to look at. It was beautifully done. Like I just said in one of my previous reviews, I believe for Kingsman, that I love like the shots where there's just like landscapes in the back, you know, you see the character just like doing this or that, whatever the character's doing. I just love to see the landscapes, or, you know, just especially when the music like fits so well. And I don't know, like I said, it's just that the music and just the story just put me in this happy place, guys. Like that, I don't know why. This film is kind of sad, and there's a little sad like scenes here and there, but I don't know, I just felt comfortable watching the film. Every minute, every scene, I just fell more and more in love with this film. So I have to praise the cinematography, and I guess I can talk about the score in this one. They play the same one over and over again, but I like it so much and it fits that it doesn't bother me like in other movies. So that's that. And I can't move on without talking about the performances in this, especially the lead star himself, Richard Farnsworth. And it's kind of bittersweet to find out that this was his last performance as well. I was kind of looking forward to seeing, okay, you know, well, actually, I don't know, maybe he is in some films that I'm going to see later on in this list, this project. But he just did an incredible job. There's one scene in specific where he's talking about to another older gentleman, and he's talking about like being in the war and stuff like that, and just that last scene with his brother. My gosh, he just did an incredible performance. And also Sissy Spacek, if I'm saying her last name right, she did an incredible job as well. Especially, like I said, there's just little things that you find out about her character as the story progresses. And going back to rewatch those scenes, some scenes that she has are just so impactful too. Like you can see that, like the emotion in her and stuff like that. And she doesn't really have a lot of dialogue as well, or in those scenes, I should say. But also Harry Dean Stanton, the man, rest in peace, by the way, and rest in peace to Richard Farnsworth as well. He was great. He didn't have a lot of screen time, but just that one scene in that one performance, just, you know, you can feel and know why. You can feel his performance and you know why he's such an incredible actor. So all those three main guys did an incredible job and made that film that much better. The last positive I have to talk about, guys, is the message and the theme. Just like this movie I just talked about, Brad's Status, I love these movies that kind of, you know, struck a chord in you, and this movie did that as well. It's just about this guy growing older. He's almost, you know, at his ends, and he has to, you know, he has so much pride left to take this last journey in him and kind of reconcile with his brother. And I don't know, it's just about, there's one scene in specific where Alvin, the character, the main character, Richard Farnsworth, he meets up with some bikers. And they're like around some campfire, you know, talking and stuff like that. So one of them asks him, "Hey Alvin, so what's the worst thing about getting old or being old?" And he answers back, "Remembering when you're young." I don't know, that I know I'm gonna be 25 in November, but without getting into detail, I mean, that struck a chord with me because we all feel a certain way to that. You know, you can take that and interpret it however you want, but the way it hit me kind of hit me a little bit hard. And just the whole movie, like I said, it's beautifully shot. The message, the characters, and everything. This film was just really great, guys. And like I said, the theme and the messages were really great. Overall, you guys can tell I really love this movie. It caught me by surprise. I thought it was a documentary, you know, about like lawn mowing or something like that by Walt Disney. But then I found out it was directed by David Lynch. I was like, what the heck? But all that being said, all the positives I said, and even those little tiny nitpicks, I have to give The Straight Story an 8.5 out of 10, guys. It's just this movie that I seen like, I guess, I was going to say 2 times, but a time and a half, I guess. I've seen it one time, and I'm like halfway through seeing it again. But it's just one of those films. And of course, guys, I do recommend it. So if you guys can rent it on iTunes or on Amazon Prime or whatever, please do so. If you guys can buy it, I know the Blu-ray is a little bit pricey. But if you guys want to, or you guys have it later on or something like that, please rewatch it or go watch it if you can. But this film did come out in 1999, so if you have seen it, let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. And guys, later on this week, because I missed last week actually, guys, and I'm sorry about that, I just had some things going on personally, but I will be having my 3rd review in the series, guys, and that's for Short Term 12 starring Brie Larson, and that's going to be releasing this weekend, guys, so keep an eye on that. And if you guys want to follow me outside of YouTube, you guys can on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at The Real Talk, Talk with 2 Ks. And as always, I'll see you at the movies. Later, guys.